Good day, everyone. So in today's webinar, we'll cover the sales return applet. So within the sales return applet, we'll focus on the e-invoice part. So first of all, let me explain when you need to use this sales return for e-invoice purpose. So let's say you have done some sales. It can be cash sales or it can be other sales orders also. So let's say you already issued the sales invoices, all those things are already settled, then somehow customer receives some defect items, or let's say there are some issue with the amount, or let's say customer received wrong items. So in that case, there are two options for you. If the sales invoice submitted for e-invoice and it's still within 72 hours time frame, then you can basically cancel the sales invoice and then just issue a new sales invoice. But let's say if 72 hours already passed by, then basically you cannot cancel that invoice or that sales invoice. So in that case, you need to issue a sales return, and then only you can do another invoice issuance. So the sales return, you can use sales return or you can use sales credit note also. Both will be basically used to balance the previous sales invoice. So now let me explain how to use the sales return applet with the invoice feature in the BigLedger platform. So first you can come to this internal sales return applet. So here at the first page you will see the listing. So let's say if you want to create a new sales return, you can just click on this plus icon. Then the first tab is search tab. So within the search tab, there are three different sub tabs like search by customer, search by invoice, search by cash bill. So here you can select basically the previous transactions against which you are issuing the sales return. So you can do that, or if you want, you can skip this one also. So let's say for now I'll skip this part and I'll focus on the three main tabs like the main details, account, and the line tabs. So in the main details tab, the first thing I need to fill in is this branch, the location, the delivery branch, and delivery location. So if I search for the branch and I select the branch, then all of the other three fields will be automatically filled in. And sales agent I can select, but it's optional. Then all those other fields are optional. So here in the reference field, I can just key in the invoice number against which I'm issuing it in case I don't select it from the first tab, like from this search tab. So let's say here I just type in INV10040, and then you can also select rezone, all those things. This can be configured from the settings, but for invoice these are not that important, so I'll just skip for now. So I'm done with the main details tab. Then the next tab is the e-invoice tab. So in the e-invoice tab, whenever I'm issuing a sales return for e-invoice purpose, I need to make sure I select this original e-invoice reference number. This is to make sure that I inform LHDN already that I'm issuing this sales return against this sales invoice. So once I click on, I can see all of the sales invoices which are validated or submitted to LHDN. So I can just select it from here. So let's say for now I select this one. So once I select it, the originally invoice reference, EU ID, and the document date will be automatically filled in. So this part is quite important if you want to use the sales return for the invoice purpose. So the next thing is the account tabs where I can select the customer account. So let's say for now I use this ZR. So once I select the customer account, all of the related information associated with the customer account will be automatically filled in. Then the next thing is the lines tab. So I can go to the lines tab and then I can add items. So here, let's say I want to add one dummy item for now. So now I can fill in the other informations. For example, let's say this one, I can select sales tax, then the SST code should be SRS8. And then if I just key in the transaction amount, then all of the other fields will be automatically filled in and the calculation will be done automatically. Then I can just click add. So until this part, if I complete, then my sales return should be already see in draft status. So I can just save. So at this point, while the sales return is draft, I can still edit it. Basically, I can edit whatever I want, but let's say for now, I don't want to edit while I filled in. I already selected everything carefully. So I can just make it final. So once the posting status has been changed to final, this sales return document will flow to the My Invoice admin applet. So in the My Invoice admin applet, based on our as usual flow, first it will be in the posting queue, and here it will check whether there are all of the mandatory information for the customer there or not. If it's there, then from the posting queue after processing, it will go to the individual submission queue, else it will be in the batch pool. So in this case, the customer account that I have selected already got all of the mandatory information filled in. So that's why from posting queue, it came to the individual submission queue. So from the individual submission queue, our processors will pick it up and it will submit this document or this transaction to LHDN after certain interval, let's say 15 to 20 minutes. But for now, in order to instantly process it, I'll just manually select it and click on submit. Then once I have done that, then it went to the validation queue to check for the final validation purpose. So from here, it will also be validated automatically, but user got the chance to validate manually also to instantly process it. So which I have done just now. So now let's say if I go there, then I can see all of my submissions over here. And then once my submission is valid, then the QR code, the validation URL, everything will be generated. So that's basically it about the sales return applet e-invoice part. So just to recap one important thing again. So whenever you are creating any sales return to forfeit or to balance or any of your previous sales invoice document, just make sure in the e-invoice tab, you select this original e-invoice reference number because this is quite important. So I think that's all. Any questions?